So let's talk about how to create your own chord progressions. Now, I've already just went through and showed you, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5, 6 different progressions that you can, boom, hit the ground running and start using right away. But what if you wanted to come up with your own chord progression? Now, there's a few key points that you need to remember when coming up with a progression. And that is where you start and where you end. Right? When you start a chord progression, you are going to be establishing the key. Now what that means is all of us, whether we have an ear for music or not, have an ear and we listen and hear music. Right? And when we listen and we hear music, we hear a beginning and our ears kind of like, write to memory. Well, yeah, that was our beginning chord. We're in this kind of key. Right? Now, whether or not you know that consciously or not, your brain is processing it. Let me give you an example, and I'll show you. All right, let's say I start with like. Okay? Hear how that sounds resolved? Now, what if I do this? That doesn't sound resolved now, does it? Right? It's because I didn't come back to where I started. Even if I start here, that still doesn't sound resolved either, does it? I started on D minor and I ended on D minor, but that really wanted to resolve there. Okay? So it's really important and key the chord that you start on, right? But then also the chord that you're going to end on, because you want to make sure that your progression sounds strong. Once again, if I do that, that doesn't sound like a strong progression. Now, there are times now and again in which you want to do something like that to be deceptive. You want to fool the ears of the listener. However, for right now, let's just try and come up with something that's going to be strong and going to sound good, right away. All right, so if you're in the key of C, you could pretty much start with, your 1 chord, your 4 chord, your 5 chord, even the 2 or the 6. You probably want to stay away from starting on the 7 diminished chord. That's not a very strong chord to start on, right? A strong chord to start on would be starting on the 1 chord. That would be very strong, obviously, and that would be C. So here I went 1 chord to 6, A minor, 5, actually I did 5 and I did 4. Okay. Let me do that again for you. So 1, 6, 5, 4, 1, 6, 5, 5, 1. Now, so starting on the 1 chord sounds great. What if I started on, say, the 2 chord? 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6, 4, 5, 4, 2. So it sounds fine starting on the 2 chord, but when I just ended on that 5, where do I want to get back to? I want to get back to that 1 chord, right? So let's talk about finishing up and those ending chords, all right? See how I walked that right up? I went to the 3 chord, then the 4 chord, then to the 5, and that definitely wants to lead me back to 1. Whereas if I hit the 5 and I went to, like, say 6, that doesn't work, does it? However, if I wanted to go into like a bridge, I wanted to go into another section, sure, then I could do something like that. 2, 3, 4, 6, creating your own progression, you could pretty much use anything in your diatonic arsenal there, any of those diatonic chords. The 7 chord, the diminished chord, for right now, I would probably just stay away from it because you're probably not going to use it all that much. Some tips though. Notice how when you're going up, when you're moving that progression up, gives it a very nice uplifting sound. Now, if you're playing this for service, you're playing it in church, that would be a great thing to do. You know, that nice uplifting, powerful, powerful sound. Notice also that I repeat sections. I don't just play that once. How this all it just starts to sound random, like I'm just playing these random chords. And really, right there, I am just kind of like playing random chords. So you want to repeat a chord progression, right? So if you're coming up with like, I don't know, let's just throw darts at the wall. Let's say 4, 6, 5, 2. So 4, 6, 5, 2, 4, 6. Now here, if you want to change it, maybe go to 1, 4, 6, 5, 2, 4, 6, 5. So you see how I repeated most of the progression? I did the 4, 6, 5, 2, but then I did 4, 6, 5, then 1. Right? Now, I can, one cool thing would be just write down numbers on a sheet of paper. So like I said, take out 7. So I don't know, 3, 2, 6, 1. Right? So 3, 2, 6, 1, 3, 2, 6, 5. Now why am I going to 5 to end at 1? I'm going there because obviously that 5 to 1, like I said before, is a very strong resolution. Right? So some of those tips there should help you to, to make some progressions that sound nice. Now the best way, obviously, is, just coming up with something, just playing around with it. Use your diatonic triads to start. All right. A lot of times, what people want to do is they want to like branch out into all these advanced chords, and they don't know what it is that they're playing. It might sound good, but then they don't know what it is that they're doing. So stay with those basic chords for right now. Remember that moving up like that, that's a great pattern. Remember also hitting that 5 chord before ending on the 1 chord is great. Remember, if you're going to hit that 5 chord, but then you want to be deceptive and move into another section, then maybe go to like your 6 chord or some other chord, right? Don't go to the 1 chord. You can extend it that way. Remember also the 4, the 5, and the 1, all right, as well. That's another great progression there that you can go through. All right, so I'll see you in the next chapter.